All right, you guys, I'm very happy and very indebted to you for having come to my meeting, and then to get a big get together, very special for interpreter services, and I'm very honored. But of course, I would like to have something to at least send thanks to you. So this is my newest thing. I have discovered the newest force of nature.
Wow,
How's that?
that's very powerful.
Okay, okay. Now, all right, here we have four. According to the, I don't know whether you guys are familiar with quantum physics, but they talk about four forces that control the universe, right?
Yes.
Can you give me an idea of what they are? First of all, it's gravity,
Gravity.
right? Second, electromagnetism, right?
Yeah.
And the other two are the strong and weak nuclear forces, right? That's all they have for now, right? And then that's from that they made the standard model. But then that's only about inanimate objects. They haven't talked anything about us, people, with a soul, right? And the soul in the word is actually psyche. You know that, right? From psyche, we have psychology, psychiatry, all kinds of things, right? And that, when did that psyche, the word psyche, start to be used? Do you have an idea? From Freud, right?
From where?
Freud, Sigmund Freud, right? Before that, they didn't know what psyche was, right? You see, I have a book for that, so I'm going to send you my book as a gift and as my thanks to you guys, right? But I don't have it right now. But later, I'll send it to you, interpreter services. So we have people talk a lot about physics, quantum physics and everything, but they don't know anything about the very important part of humans and living creatures, and that's psyche.
Your mind.
Your mind. Well, actually, it's not that. That's the thing, yeah. You think it's the mind, but when you think of the mind, you talk about this only, right? But your psyche is different. Your psyche is everything, right? Your feelings, your urge, your want, everything. Do you know where all of these things are located? Everywhere. In your heart, in your brain, in your stomach, and in a field that each of exact cells. Well, of course, so that's all. And that's still materialistic, right? Because you don't know whether the cells have a soul or not, right? But you know that each of us have what is called a Bavanga field. You know the field? Quantum field physics, right? All kinds of fields. Right now they have counted 25 fields. The field is like a matrix where the subatomic particles jump from, right? Like for example, you have the newest one is the Higgs field, right? Have you heard of Higgs field? Higgs. This is the man, Peter Higgs. He's a British theoretical physicist, and he hypothesizes what is called the Higgs boson. What is it? It is belongs to a field, and when the Big Bang started, a lot of subatomic particles had no mass. They ran all over the place. And then they ran through this field called Higgs field. They began to have mass. Very interesting, right? And that's why that's what they call from massless to massive. And he won the Nobel Prize for that in 2012. They finally found a field to his name in the CERN. That's a big center of the nuclear research between Switzerland and France. And finally, first they found that boson, and that proves that his theory is correct. So that's the newest news in physics, right? But then they are trying to build what is called the theory of everything to explain the whole universe, including us, right? They have to try very hard. I don't think they have gotten anywhere. You know why? Because they missed a very important component, and that is our psyche and consciousness. They got no idea what they are. But then by reading only, this is not my invention, right? I only learned from the knowledge of our ancestors, right? There is a new field and a new force that nobody talked about. The field is the field related to psyche. And the particle, you call it particle, right? Let me just give it a name. It's a psychean, right? You have a fermion, you have a boson, right? Now I introduce what is called the psychean, which is the fundamental particle related to our psyche. How's that? Very strange, right? And how did I get to find out about that? Because I've been reading Buddhist scriptures. Buddha talked about all those things a long, long time ago, 2,500 years ago. But maybe people didn't pay any attention, didn't give notice. And I somehow am the one who...
Palpable, you can see it.
Exactly, that's the thing.
Accurate.
Exactly, that's the thing. You see, because I read a book called What is Psyche? The Great Adventure. And I'm going to send it to you guys as a gift from me. But I still, it's sold on Amazon. But the the hard copy I'm going to send to you guys. So in that, I'm talking about what Aristotle said about psyche. I have one chapter. He doesn't know anything about psyche. He said, what it is, I don't know. Is it something real? Or is it in your imagination? Is it forever? Or does it have a life? Is it divisible? Is it is it composed of many parts? He has no ideas. And that's one of our greatest philosophers, right? But in Buddhism, Buddha says there is a basic unit called Kasana psyche. And it lasts maybe shorter, but the longest would be one Planck, like a Planck time.
One what?
Planck time. Planck is the first theoretical physicist of the world. He is actually Einstein's superior. Yeah, and he somehow found out the shortest distance imaginable and the shortest length of time imaginable. And the shorter time is the time for light to travel through that shortest distance. And it is 10 to the minus 43 seconds. Can you imagine? And then right now, the smallest amount of time that they know is called a zeptosecond. And it's 10 to the minus 20. When you talk about 10 to the minus 9 is 1 billionth of a second, right? Because when 10 to the minus 6 is 1 millionth, right? To the number 9 is 1 billionth, only 10 to the number 9. And now it's 43. Can you imagine? It could be even shorter. I don't know. But anyway, what I'm trying to say is this. From that, I'm going to write all these things. And I'm going to send you guys. And I'm going to have my book published again on Amazon. Thank you. Actually, I have 9 books on Amazon already. Yeah, 9 books.
It's not like we buy one and the rest of 8 come free.
Free to all of you. Because you are great guys, you know. You are my friends, you know. I send you hard copy.
No, but do you have e-books?
Pardon?
Digital?
Yeah, sure. Yeah.
Sasha has to read
Yeah,
it
both versions.
on the way home.
Yeah.
The hard copy so you can sign.
Exactly. And the thing is, for me, it's easier for me to read books, you know, instead of e-books. E-books you cannot.
I like Kindle.
Exactly. Oh, fine then. You know, the thing is this though.
Yeah, I saw the Kindle.
The thing is it, I cannot give you the e-book copy because you've got to buy it.
Yeah.
You see, they upload that right away for you. Yeah, but then you have to pay. But for a hard copy, I can buy at a cheaper price. You see, for example, it may be $10. I pay only $3 because I'm the author. You see, you see. Okay, so let's talk about the basic unit in psyche, right? You know that psyche. You don't know what it is, right? But in Buddhist scripture, it says very clearly, it's a unit of time, which is the shortest imaginable. And that might be even shorter than the flying time. Because when you talk about material world, it's slower. It's not quick as the mind. So the theory is that something like the psyche is 12 times less than matter. So I'm not quite sure about that because this is only a hypothesis, right? I cannot say for sure because I only learned from reading books and things like that and ramblings in my thought. That's all, you see. So, but anyway, that's very interesting idea, right? We are all we are controlled by psyche, right? You know that, right? Because everything is related to psyche. Everything that people do is because of something wrong, for better or for something in your psyche. But if you don't know,
Sorry, so psyche is above our mind.
no, it's you. It's in you. Everything is in you.
Your soul.
You're the owner of your
You know, the thing is, I must clarify this. When you talk about the soul, right, you think it's like a thing, right? And it could be forever, right? Immortal, right? Or you don't know. We don't know whether it's forever or it might disappear, right? But in Buddhist thinking, everything that is born must die. You cannot avoid that.
At least, so what about energy? Because
Exactly.
energy
Well,
is
exactly.
Because you don't disappear. The energy that we have
Exactly.
has to be
Exactly.
transformed into something.
Terrific. Thank you very much, Rosario. See, we can learn a lot from her. See? But the thing is this, you say it exactly correctly. Because a unit of psyche lasts only, as I said, 1 to the 43 second. But before it dies, it transfers all its legacy to the next psyche, the way we bear our child. And that goes on and on and on.
That's why you're here today.
Exactly. That explains everything, how we begin. That is a big question that Stephen Hawking cannot answer, right? And he has the gall to say, philosophy is dead. Have you read that? That's what he said. He said in a conference organized by Google, big shot, right? And he talked through a special device that Google kind of like created, right? And he used his eyes to speak. You know that, right? Exactly. And you can go to Google or to YouTube and you find that out. It's called a Zeitgeist conference. Zeitgeist means in German, the spirit of the age. That is a philosophical word coming from Hegel. Do you know Hegel? Hegel is actually the predecessor of Engels and Marx. Marx took Hegel's philosophy and turned it upside down. And spirituality began to become materialism. That's the thing. And he ruined this
So
world.
everything got messed up.
Exactly, he ruined this world, right?
That's Freud.
Yeah, right. But anyway, so Hegel is the one who coined this word, Zeitgeist, the spirit of the age, and in front of a very distinguished audience. Stephen Hawking said, philosophy is dead because philosophers cannot keep up with the progress in quantum physics. So, philosophy is dead. That's Stephen Hawking's quote, right? Do you know what my quote is? Stephen Hawking is dead wrong. He's completely wrong because he doesn't know anything about philosophy. He doesn't know that science is a branch of philosophy. In the time of Newton, science was not the word yet. They call that natural philosophy. And the book that Newton wrote was Principia Philosophica, right? And after that, natural philosophy began to develop so much that they have to use the word science. And from that, the scientists look down on the philosophers. They think the philosophers are nothing. They are useless.
Because you couldn't measure that.
Exactly. And that's the thing, you know, because most of the philosophers are useless. That's correct. That's the point, you know. But Buddha, by the force of his meditation, his concentration of the mind and insight, he found out the smallest unit of psyche is a kasana psyche, which lasts only one to the 43 of a second. And right now nobody can measure that yet.
Life is made of instant plus instant.
Exactly.
Instant.
Exactly. Yeah, right. And how did we become human beings? It's not accidentally. We have been cultivating, first of all, according to Buddha, we don't live one life. We live innumerable lives. In those lives, you cause things that have effects in the future. The future could be in your later life, maybe 10 lives from now or 15 lives from now. But then you have 6 realms of living creatures. You have angels, you do have angels. You have human beings. You have dogs and cats, animals. You have the world of the ghosts. And you have hell. All those levels. All depends on your action while you live. But throughout many lives. So you don't ever think that people like Hitler or Stalin could get away with it.
Oh no, karma will come back.
Exactly, terrific. Thank you very much, Angelica. She helped me a lot. Karma, that's the word. Karma. Instant karma, right? You see? So that's the thing. So, and then from all of that, I am saying that psyche is a form of energy and the most basic form of energy because it makes you human or animals. You see? But this is a whole kind of like structure of concepts that I cannot go through in a few minutes, you know. But just want to explain to you what I have been running in my mind. Very interesting. And that's how I came up with the fifth force, which is the first of all, you have the field, right? The psyche field. And then in the psyche field, we have the psycheon, which is like the Higgs boson, right?
Now we have to read your book and come back again.
Exactly, exactly. But
Talk about it.
yeah, exactly. This is a very interesting thing. This is something that people will be very interested in because with one stroke,
Well, according to Mr. Wu, my soul can body.
don't ever think of the soul involved because you cannot know what it is. But when you talk about side energy, you know what it is, right? You know that electricity is a form of energy. And from nowhere, you get lights and everything, right? Same thing, very similar with our psychic world, right? So I think I'm going to have something very interesting to bring you. But anyway, for now, at least I have that book. It's called What is Psyche? And The Great Adventure. And it's by Kindle. Right? Familiar, right? Thank you very much. So I don't want to keep any longer. I really thank you very much for giving me this big chance of presenting my thoughts to a very distinguished audience, greater than Zeitgeist Conference. Because actually, let me tell you one thing before we leave. We have a field in ourselves. We are a field. It's called a Bhavanga field. Bhavanga field. And that's how we live. That's like the symbol of your vital signs. You see, we are familiar, right? In hospital, you see the chart, right? And it goes like that, here out, right? That's the same thing. And each of us radiates a kind of aura. You know that? Right. And the aura will be different for different people. For Scarman, it's very nice. For Hitler, it's all dark, you know, that kind of thing. Very interesting. So it explains in one stroke everything. And I'd have to need some time to work on that. But anyway, this is a general idea, right?
Can you see people's auras?
Huh?
Can
Sure.
you see?
Yeah, sure. Don't you see that the saintly people all have auras in the paintings? You see that, right?
Oh, yeah, but I'm
You see?
asking you if you can see them.
Oh well, if you have certain, you have developed your skill to a certain level.
Yeah.
I cannot.
You can
I can see you though. And you can see you, maybe.
see mine?
Well, I'm just kidding, you know.
Is it a
But anyway, but anyway, so
It's very big, like a rainbow now.
you know that is the reason why sometimes when you see a person you know right away it's not to be around it, right?
Yeah.
You have what they call intuition. Exactly. That's something related
Gut
to that.
feeling.
Exactly. Okay. So thank you very much, and I'll talk to you later about these things. Okay. Thank you.
For coming up all the way here.
Just to share with Sufan. Okay. Thanks a lot.